Searching for William Tyrrell will today shift their focus to a dam close to the site where the little boy went missing.
For more, let's bring in former detective and criminologist Terry Goldsworthy, who joins us from the Gold Coast. Terry, good morning to you. Yesterday, police divers were paying pretty close attention to a water tank. This is obviously heading in a different direction. Now, why is that significant?
Look, I think they're just being very thorough, Carl. I mean, you've got some water tanks there. If they weren't searched 7 years ago, certainly they needed to be searched now. And any bodies of water that are within those search areas will have to have the divers go through them and do their usual search routines looking for any kind of evidence they may find. So, I mean, this is going to be a slow process. They've been there 10 days now. They've covered about 20% of the area. That was the last report. I suspect they'll be there for weeks and weeks to come, and I'm not surprised by that because I think their media strategy has basically, dictated they're going to have to go right through this to the end because they've said they're looking for remains. They've outed someone as the only suspect, etc. So those are kind of big calls, so they're going to have to back them up now.
Well, that's it. There have been incredibly big calls, as you say. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of attention around this new search, and we've seen previous searches and nothing's come of them. But they've taken away pieces of evidence. I think so far there's been 11 items that have been collected. How soon until you get test results back on that? And are we seeing any leads within what they have collected so far?
Yeah, look, they're being fairly guarded in terms of what they've located. It seems to be material at this stage, so I think that would be a relatively quick process, matter of weeks. Certainly I'll be surprised if it's any more than a month or two to get that back and have a look and see if it's similar to the clothing that the child was wearing on the day that he disappeared. They'd probably be hoping, I guess the ultimate find would obviously be to get biological material, either fragments of bone or teeth, etc., or something that will allow them to do a DNA comparison and without any doubt say they've found the remains of William. So that's kind of like the gold standard of evidence I'll be looking for. If you look at the Morecambe case, they found remnants of clothing, etc., some that was identifiable, but the ultimate aim of that and the success was that they found biological material that they could identify conclusively as belonging to Daniel Morecambe.
And then it goes about proving who did it, right? Look, I've got no doubt. I think that it's very high visibility searching that's going on right now, and it's all part of it. I've got absolutely no doubt that New South Wales Police will zero in on who did this and have someone really soon. But there is a lot of pressure around it. Does that help or hinder some of that work?
Well, I think we're seeing a bit of a sideshow develop here. You've got the police minister coming out every day and doing press releases on operational details of a live investigation. I've never seen that before in my life, to be honest, and it's really not the place for the police minister to be doing that. That's a role for the police officers. You've got a fight between the Commissioner Fuller and Jubilant, the former chief investigator, was in the papers last week. And I'll side with Jubilant on that one. These things don't take place in a vacuum. Having done many homicide investigations...
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. So
that's a big call.
You're going to side with a guy who used to be a detective and clearly got things wrong in the investigation rather than the guy who's actually doing the investigation now and trying to make up for the mistakes that were done in the past.
Now, what I'm saying, Carl, is that you report up through a chain of command in these kind of operations, constantly report up.
Yeah.
So Jubilant, whether he was right or wrong, is correct in saying that he notified senior officers of what he was doing in terms of the investigative strategies. So you can't rewrite history and then go, oh, look, that strategy was terrible and blame it all on one person. There would have been any number of senior officers who got executive briefing notes, ministerial briefing notes. He outlined them in his article on the weekend, and he's exactly right. He is not solely responsible if the strategies were problematic.
You're the expert in the field. I'm going to leave you with that, but I'm very, very confident Mick Fuller will, in the fullness of time, be shown to be on the right side of this, especially when they get someone. Good on you, mate. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Terry.